Great podcast. That's how you always. All right, welcome to Uncle Legend's Corner. I'll be your host, Uncle Legend, and with me always is my beautiful co-host, called Girl 6, better known as Fox.
Hey y'all, what's up?
So, how's your year been going so far, Fox?
My year has been, I don't know. I think I've been stuck between injury and trying to explore a new me, I guess, so to speak. And my New Year's really when my birthday hit. So
your shit was live then. You was in Hawaii. You was out here climbing mountains with a broke knee. You was out here doing your damn thing.
Yeah, but that's my New Year, my birthday. So, but it's starting off a little okay, I guess.
A little okay. That shit on the that, like imagine if I asked you like how the food. It's a little okay. You don't want to order that shit.
It's gonna get better.
You're
it's
not
gonna
order
get
that,
better. I'm gonna heal up. I'm gonna heal up. Then, get out there and shake a feather. Tail.
Foxtail?
Yeah, I'm gonna shake a foxtail.
Okay. Well, whatever worked for you. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Still trying to figure out retirement, all this other stuff, jobs and stuff, and become an adult.
To be a real boy.
A real boy. So what's crazy is so one of the things I looked up for today's podcast was that the amount of newsworthy stuff that's happened in 2023, and I had no clue. So,
I haven't really watched the news. Like, I know my mother watches the news all the time, and it's been like that for years now. Like, that's the same story. Like, with 5 o'clock news come on, okay, 6 o'clock news.
Yeah, just cycle it through. They throw in one. It's like watching ESPN.
Yeah. You just heard the same story. It's just another news broadcast telling you the same exact things. Like, oh, what happened? He killed her. It's the same thing.
He killed the last hour too. An hour before that. She been dead 48 hours.
News up until 9 o'clock or something like that.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know
she done by then? She had enough.
Yeah, we was different back then. We ain't had cell phones or nothing. Like, we be worried about where our kids at, shit like that now. And there was literally a commercial to remind our bum ass parents.
Doom, doom.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? Shit.
Yeah.
Not even sure.
That initiative? We don't have to have that anymore, I suppose.
No, kids got cell phones and trackers and ID beacons on them and shit like that. Everything.
But still, I think some parents need to be reminded. Okay, they just go through.
I don't think it's as much because you think about how much latchkey shit we had going on. Like, I was going in and out of the house. I was going into the house in first grade. Keys, this, that. I know not to mess with the stove. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, grab this. I'll make me a sandwich or whatever. Get to my homework.
Responsible then.
I think it was. I think it wasn't by choice though. Like,
we had to grow up.
Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like saying oh, well, you built that resilience. Like, oh, well, you built that resiliency in the hood. I didn't want this resiliency. I had to live. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like this skill that I was just born with. No, I'm adapted to my environment like any other animal gonna do.
Yeah, I think that growing up, we had to, just like I said, we had to figure it out because parents had to go to work and their house better not be tore up when they come back. That's all we know.
Yeah, we used to go out there and then just guesstimate about we was really doing math in our head to calculate distance and shit like that. Like, before Google Maps, we I'm 4 blocks away. Starting to get a little dark. Can I make it before that street light?
Well, y'all had the blocks. Y'all would count the blocks.
Yeah, I mean, y'all was out there swimming.
Where we were.
Y'all was swimming alligators and shit.
Nobody swimming no alligators.
What was y'all doing in Florida?
What were we doing?
What was you doing in South Florida? South Florida, a whole different country.
Not swimming with no alligators. That's for sure.
Your ass can't really swim that good anyway.
I saved a little boy on the beach. All right, don't ever forget that.
How deep was the water?
It was deep. Like, I had to swim to get him.
Yeah.
If I could stand up, I would have walked the whole way, slow ran or something.
He would have been dead by the time you got
I know.
That little boy would.
I had to save him while his parents over there sipping Corona, having a good old time. Do you know your son was drowning? Did you see him?
Oh.
And they get because they're, oh my God. Yeah. Oh, your God.
Nah, he already died and came back getting CPR.
And with me, when my non-swimming ass went to go save your son, I could have died.
We was about to send somebody else in for your ass. It was just a chain of people bringing all y'all back in. Like,
the hand.
Just
like us. What was all us? It was us, right?
Was that the one with the people from the bottom?
Yeah, I think
that was us. Or was that them?
No, it was us. It was us. Yeah.
No, them. Yeah, okay.
Them was the other ones. Yeah.
Both solid ass movies. Was them by what's the name? Same dude?
I think so.
Peele?
Yeah. Or somewhat directed by.
It felt like a Peele movie.
Definitely. It was good.
Peele, like,
it's coming back February 8th.
Them is?
Yep.
Yo, Peele got that Peele got that feel to his movie. He's starting to get like, you know how when you watch a Tarantino film, you like,
you know it's him.
That's Tarantino. Like I thought Bullet Train was a Tarantino film.
It had a feel of
it had the Tarantino-ish feel, but they said it was like the bootleg Tarantino director.
Don't do that.
That's what they called him. That's what they called him. They say because he be always trying to do Tarantino shit. They say he stay on Tarantino dick.
He's inspired by Tarantino.
Dick
but he did a great job though.
Dick Riders.
Did he do a good job or no?
Solid. Okay. After I read the reviews, I changed my mind. What? I hopped on board with everybody else.
Oh my God, bandwagon right?
No, I thought it was legit. You know, my boy Brad Pitt in there doing this thing.
Yeah, that was your boy crush back in the day.
Back when he was Achilles and fucking what was his name? And damn, can't even think of one of my favorite movies.
What, Troy or something?
No, not Troy was also fire, but Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
And Fight Club, he was damn. Somebody get me in the chat and tell me I'm retarded, but anyway, so one of the crazy articles that I saw in 2023, and we ain't that far in. So Massachusetts mom Anna Walsh allegedly disappeared on New Year's Day, but wasn't reported missing.
Like, was we done talking about how responsible we were in the past?
Was you really responsible? How responsible were you really? When did you start cooking? I mean, like cooking. I know fucking ramen hot dog.
Make us make like chicken and rice. It was like 14. It was of the age of graduation to try and learn how to cook.
14 is when you start cooking?
Yes. So I had to make food for the family. You know, we a big family. So my sister had to do it. My brother had to do it. And then it was my turn to do it.
So who's the best out of all you and your siblings?
I wasn't no best.
I didn't say you was.
Shut up. I wasn't no, I would say my sister, she's always had more experience with everything and she can really cook now. So I assume it was her. Like me, I was a working girl, honey. I was out there.
You was a working girl?
Getting my munties. Okay?
You was out there on the strip. I'm a working girl. You was a fucking working girl. Okay. Yes, ma'am. It was like a fucking lady of the night.
Duh.
Out here working girl.
Then I didn't have much time being at home. You know, I left early before I.
You had much time being a what?
Being like at home. I was out on my own.
I know you're from Florida, but pronounce your words.
What you talking about?
Because it's like, I didn't have much time being at home. Like, what?
No, that's not what I said.
Say that. You be home.
Being home. Oh, you know the M-E?
Yeah,
home.
I ain't had much time being at home. I
ain't had much time being home.
I ain't had much time being at home. Thank you. Fucking.
I had plenty of time for that.
I'm very gratuitous.
Plenty of time for that.
I was thinking about like I never lost my keys as a kid. You ever lost your keys to the house?
Yes, I've lost my keys before.
How'd you lose your keys?
I think I didn't really lose my key. I think my brother, my older brother, I think he lost his and he had to take mine. And so he lost mine too.
I like how you say you say older brother as if you got like all your brothers older. You just really nailed it down to one dude. Like you only got one older brother.
But just in case, you know, I got 3 under me, like but you know.
You could have just said brother and left it out there.
Could have been my older brother. You gotta know who it is. So if you know me, you know who that is.
One of one.
So yeah, he took mine and then lost mine, and we were locked out the house a couple times. Had to go through the window a few times.
Y'all just breaking into your own crib.
We was like in elementary school, so I remember.
Bad as hell.
You know what's crazy? I remember missing the bus, and we lived in Lauderdale Manors, and
you know that shit. That shit sound. That shit sound bad. Like Lauderdale, the Manors.
Anyway,
ain't nobody never lived in no mother. The Manors, the villas, all that shit. That shit. I'm telling you, that shit come with a gun when you sign the lease. Our neighborhood
was not bad. Like people took care of their things, you know, as best they could. So
they dug the grave for their own bodies.
No, it's not.
They ain't waiting for the fucking police to come.
We had to go a couple. Well, it was.
They said,
"Is it 2
home
cities
lady,
over
working
to
lady.
Go to school?" Yeah. That's right, home lady working. That's right.
That's
a home lady is greater than working lady. But no, I had to get out there. I had to get out there on my own. Okay. I wasn't home much You know, I left when I was a
I gotta
teenager
show off
before
our
I even
nice.
graduated
I
high
gotta
school.
show
I
off
was
our
on my
nice
own.
whiskey canter from
Oh
B
yeah,
Rabbit.
from Bunny, you know, represent Jackson's.
You know what
So I
I'm saying?
like that. Thank you so
B
much,
Rabbit came through. We
Buns.
got the matching glasses and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, B Rabbit came through.
Great birthday gift. Great birthday gift. So that's the way a woman who knows my heart. Okay. I love whiskey. So anyway, but yeah, that's where we were, you know, and I would consider myself to be responsible for my age.
So, how long do you think that you could have survived? No parents, like parents leave Macaulay Culkin shit, like Home Alone
Oh
shit.
wow.
Just you though, just you, not your siblings.
Just me, not my
just
siblings.
Fox, just a baby Fox running around. Not baby Fox, but
without
younger
going like
Fox.
across the street to my homies and then like that.
No, I'm talking about like
They throw nothing?
you snowed in. I know that snow ain't no shit you
I
know
don't
about.
Snow. I don't know that.
You don't even know what snow is, but
oh, let's see. I would have lasted probably 3. I'd have been first of all, I've been okay day 1. Like maybe they coming home, maybe they not. I don't know. Day 2, I've been like a little bit worried, but I know as long as we got a lot of bologna in there, you know, I've been good. Make some sandwiches.
You just would have been lonelied out.
Yeah, bologna, a little corned beef hash, you know. I can crack it open with a knife. We ain't got no can opener or something like that. I think I'm.
Yeah, let me tell y'all.
I think I'm good.
Let me tell y'all how irritating.
3 days, maybe 4 days.
It was a point where we had 3 can openers in the house, and then my wife would be in there opening up a can of corned beef hash or anything with a fucking knife.
Old habits. What?
Die hard.
Thank you.
But you know what don't die hard?
What?
Well, you know what don't die hard? The tips of them knives that you bent. The many tips of knives you bent.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 3.
2.
Maybe 3.
2.
Exactly 3.
2.
And then you'll get mad because you got a bent one. So it's like, oh, this one too bent. Let me grab another one. Oh, grab the fucking can opener. The can opener.
I don't have time to look for the knives right there in the little holder. Get it done.
That's what you bring to the zombie apocalypse team. You opening all the cans.
I mean, yes, if y'all need, because we're not gonna have can openers around. So somebody have to open the beans and all that. I got you. I'm your girl. I'm good. I'm good for something. You're not just gonna have
that
me.
ain't how you make the zombie apocalypse.
I'm good, but we need to survive. So I'm gonna be a can opener.
Or other people can open it. Like open it, having the skill to open something like that is cool, right? Like I open stuff. I got the little can opener thing on the little bullshit can opener thing on my like keychain and stuff like that. That's not like your go-to method.
What do you mean?
Like that shouldn't be your go-to when we got technology.
In an apocalypse, we're not gonna have that.
In the apocalypse, we ain't gonna be doing a fucking podcast either.
Bring in a can opener when you're trying to survive. Like, nah,
that's
we
not
need
true.
These knives. Okay, so we can work knives in many ways. So we good. We gonna
because you're gonna be the bent up all the knives. We're gonna go to stab something. Everything going this way.
Anyway,
because you're not here busting open goddamn green beans with a fucking butcher knife.
It can be used as a weapon. The cans, slice somebody up with that.
With the can?
Yes. Leave it halfway open, or like just a little tip so you can.
Or you open or you open the can the way you used to open the can when you used to hold it sideways and that should be all jagged.
They thought.
Anyway, let me get to the wild events of the year. I ain't messing with you. All right, so Massachusetts mom Anna Walsh allegedly disappeared on New Year's Day, but wasn't reported missing until 3 days later. Mm-hmm. So you said you had read a little about this one, right?
Yeah. So apparently, from what I can recall, they said that the lady was at her home, and she was supposed to go to somewhere like Baltimore or something. I may have the wrong city. I don't know. So she was supposed to catch a flight the next day. And they were saying initially that she did, but nope, she never got on the plane. She wasn't on that manifest at all. And so all the storyline is just leading up to her husband. So her husband got charged with her murder.
Yeah, they said he was making misleading statements to the police.
Yep.
I wonder what's the misleading statement. I saw it yesterday.
She called me when she arrived. I don't know what happened.
They checked the phone records.
She never
he been on the phone with his side bitch the whole time.
I don't know. So I'm wondering now, now that I don't know the circumstances, situation, their relationship or anything like that. Maybe it was a new year, new me type thing. She was like, I'm done with you, Charles, or whatever his name is, and decided when she leave that was gonna be it. I don't know. Maybe
his name is Brian, and Brian said, You ain't done till I say you done. Goddamn.
Exactly. So it was like something I feel. I don't think this was planned. Well, yes, it was. It was planned because
why do you think it was planned?
They have tape of him going into a hardware store and buying things like cleaning supplies and tape.
Was that before or after he killed her though?
Oh, it's after. Yeah, you're right.
If it's
Yeah,
after,
it
that
was
might not have
after.
been planned. They
Yeah,
might have
so it
like, you
might
know what I
not.
mean? They was
It
tussling.
happened.
He
Yeah,
killed
it
her
was
and then
after.
was like, shit, I gotta clean this up. I ain't trying to go to jail about
Yeah,
it.
you're right. It was after. Yep. So
Now, if he had bought that shit in October, right,
yeah, and then
we might have
it
some
would have been
teams.
sad because that was a poorly executed plan you did. You planned it. He had that long to plan. You still messed it up.
Yeah, you still fucked it up.
That's sad.
Boy got no foresight.
But yeah, so I think that so he killed her and was charged with the murder. I'm not certain if they found her remains. I can't recall reading it or not. Maybe they did, or else they wouldn't be able to charge him with murder. But
oh yeah, they need the body to charge you with murder, huh?
Yes.
55-gallon drum of lie.
That's sad. You let the police do this whole thing. Just you already knowing you did it. Like, what was gonna be your exit strategy? That's what I want to know.
You thought you was just gonna
What
get
was
away
the
with
plan? How?
I don't know. Motherfuckers are stupid. Criminals don't mean they smart. Murderer and fucking scientist ain't exactly the same thing.
Like, I don't know. Like, I gotta really think about
Yeah,
this
I think
on
that
all
shit.
corners.
I
Like,
think
what
that shit
happened?
every time. Like 20 years in the military, and I watch people do dumb shit, and I sit there and say, like the question I asked, when I start working more of an administrative and discipline position, I sit there and a kid to come in, they like stole some shit or did this and that, or like did some wild shit, felonious type capers, and you'll sit there and ask them like, what the fuck was your exit strategy? Like everybody be asking like, what were you thinking? What were you doing? This and that. Da, da, da. Why would you do this? This and that. I don't give a fuck about the real Wilder. What was your exit strategy? Like,
now that it's done, what next?
How did you think you was gonna go back to like day-to-day life? Like how was life gonna become normal again?
That part
after you did that, and it's usually the same question. Dudes would be like, well, I figured if maybe this, maybe that. It's like you don't put this is why you suck at your job.
Yeah.
Cause you don't got no foresight. You ain't put no thought into it, no effort, no nothing. And you just hope some shit work out, somebody bail you out. Well, your supervisor ain't about to help you with a murder. Like, so I would always wonder that shit about people's exit strategy. What would Nirvana look like? Like, what does Nirvana look like? You got away with this, you going with your life. Right. How does that like course of events transpire? They talked about DeMar Hamlin. I mean, everybody pretty much knew about that one though.
Yeah,
guy from Buffalo.
I didn't know about it till we went to the gym, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
and all I could think about was all the people that's dropping dead from suspected COVID vaccines.
Oh,
suspected.
Shouldn't he die?
And that's the first thing that somebody said that they posted. This is not COVID related.
Oh yeah. One of the announcers was like, "It's not COVID related." It's like nobody asked you,
right,
but now
nobody said. Now I'm questioning.
Like that shit. That shit sound.
Why did you have to say that?
That shit sound wild. Like guilty. You'd be up to like if you was up to like, hey baby, where you going? I wonder with no bitches. Like,
right. Well, I didn't say that, but now I'm wondering.
Now I got questions.
I'm wondering.
Like I walk out the house or some shit like that, and I come back. I went with no bitches. I didn't think that. I was just wondering. Like I didn't see you walk out the house. Like, right. But now that we on the subject,
yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. Jeremy Renner, old boy who played Hawkeye from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
Yeah, he was critically injured by his own snowplow as he tried to help a stranded driver.
Well, I'm glad he all right then.
The thing about it,
who is that? And I look at his face now and I say, oh, I know.
The thing
exactly
about it is like, I don't. Is it me or do I just think it's kind of? I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know how. Obviously, I don't know how to be famous because I ain't never been famous. But one of the things I find weird is like, this is what you want to do when you laid up in the hospital, bumped and bruised, is take a selfie and this and that.
Well, so I don't think they're thinking about that. What I think they're thinking about is the people who actually care about them, the fans that they have. Like, hey, y'all, this what happened, but I'm okay. That type of thing.
What I'm just saying is like, you could just make a post, like you could just make a tweet. Hey guys, you know what I mean? Like post a picture. Too. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if he has a Twitter, but I'd imagine most of those like big name stars and stuff like that got a Twitter.
Not only that, people still are people, and they still have this thing about them where they like attention. So
my shit is like,
you get the attention.
I don't want
things like that.
I don't want the I'm battered and bruised shit. Like, and it's like you got injured by your own snowplow, critically injured. Like, I don't know exactly what the story was around that because it ain't no more with it. But that shit kind of like snowplows ain't that fast.
It's like he got beat the mess up.
Yeah, that's like dying. That's like you was. Oh, I was at the hockey arena and I saved some kid from falling, but the Zamboni killed me or some shit.
Maybe that's just a story that they putting out there. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, he might have got thumped. Maybe it's old lady on the Amber Heard shit.
I don't know. But definitely looked like somebody beat and scratched him up in the eyeball. And how is only one eyeball messed up? It looked like he got punched? Like he
I
got
mean,
shot. The other eyeball is fine.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, your eyes are pretty far apart. It's kind of hard. Nobody usually sustains double eye injuries unless they get punched like in a bridge of their nose, and then the swelling goes that way.
I don't even know what a snowplow looks like. So, is that little thing that pushed?
You know what a bulldozer is?
Yeah,
it's basically like the bucket off the bulldozer on the front of pretty much any fucking.
All right, so good. Then.
So it could be an
actual
like tractor.
That's weird.
It could be like something actually with tracks or whatever. Like it could be just like a skid steer. It could be like the tank tracks. You know how like the tires look like on it? Not tires, but
it wasn't say he got ran over like something else. It looked like
I don't know. I mean, I ain't never got hit by a snowplow.
Those bruises is not.
So you think he got thumped?
Congruent with. Fuck this.
It look like you might have got your ass thumped there, Hawkeye. You should have kept your bow on you. All right, what's next? We got.
Hey, y'all in the chat. What's going on?
How y'all doing? We need, if y'all in there lighting it up, well, we on a whole nother page.
Albie, is that Albie? Hey, Albie, over there on Twitch. We see you.
All right, we got California's rotating storm system, aka the bomb cyclone, has been wreaking havoc through the state with flooding rains.
So is that the? Okay, no, that's a different storm system. Okay.
So they just showed a picture of this one raggedy ass bridge that looked like it was about to go anyway.
I don't think anybody has ever walked on that boardwalk.
Anybody walking across that bridge,
in the last 10
you
years.
was asking for. You was asking to get your ass up out of here.
It can't be. It looked like it was burnt already. That's weird.
They got one. It took 15 votes to speak at the House. You know, they was having a big deal with. They was having a big ordeal with that. I ain't even gonna fuck with politics. Oh my God, I could tell
you how Twitter was going on. Oh my God, about this. Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House. But what happened?
A fight broke out while they were figuring it all out, and guess who had to be restrained?
Parliament.
Guess who had to be restrained?
I mean, I really think they probably just go there just to get their frustrations out in Parliament.
Republican representative from Florida.
I mean,
Florida man.
I mean, you know.
Well, I'm telling you right now. You seen that meme that it was a meme.
Make you feel like Incredible Hulk sometimes. So.
Captain Planet out here.
I can agree. I bet it was a Florida man.
So you ever seen that video that they have when that's the Michigan Mike Rogers is pulling
grabbing his neck?
Well, he's physically restraining him he had a verbal altercation or whatever. Oh no, never mind. I got it wrong.
Yeah.
So Mike Rogers was the one physically restrained during a verbal altercation he was talking to the dude from Florida. All right, man. I don't know. You don't fuck with a Florida man. Get on your ass then. But Michigan ain't no hoes either, so. But they talk about so they had so it's this map that they had. This girl made a TikTok video, or it was a dude or girl, I don't know, because it keep getting reposted, so you don't know who originally made the video. But it broke up the U.S. into 5 districts, like the Hunger Games, and it was like I don't know, like let's say
That's interesting to see what did they call our southern region here.
Yeah, so northeast was district. They just called them by district numbers, District 1.
Okay.
And it was like District 2, 3, 4, but 5 was like pretty much Texas up to like Kentucky, Tennessee, all the way over to like North Carolina down.
That's a big.
I mean, the United States is pretty big, but it was a lot of states. So you're talking about like Texas, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina.
That's a big portion.
Yeah, that, bro. There ain't no way that District 5 ain't taking that win. I'm from Jersey, and I got to go ahead and admit that ain't nobody taking that from District 5.
Yeah, that's a big area.
Because soon as they send the Florida men up there to go fuck up whatever everybody got going on, they up out of here to begin with. Because Florida men coming out there on meth and bath salts, weighing their ass out they like the Marines, first one in.
Do you think not something like that in particular would happen, but do you think that this United States is going to get to a point where it's divided again?
I mean, I think we're already divided, but you mean divided like before, like when we first
all the
made
purchases
the union?
Be all yes.
Nah, I don't really think people really about that shit. Like Texas done tried to recede 30 fucking times. I don't really think nobody gonna do, because the big thing about it is like this is one thing that that we as Americans pull from Europe. We'll colonize the fuck out of something. So Texas, we'll let you recede, but you ain't gonna recede and have everybody around you. Well, guess what? We're gonna colonize your ass again, and now you are east and west, this, that, and the third, right? So. Ooh, what else we got on here? I don't even know what that is. Skip
Oh
that. Oh, Prince.
no.
So said Prince Harry was airing his family out ahead of his releasing his memoir. So he about to go ahead
Of
and let them
course, he's
know.
trying to cash in. They
Yeah.
already excluded him
And
from
his money
everything
probably getting
anyway.
funny now. His money might be a little
Exactly.
hilarious
He
right
got to
now.
get some munchies right now. So, I mean, there's always one in the family that's going to tell it all anyway. So, let it be what it
But you
is.
kick him out. You kick him out of the family. It's like, what the fuck you think you're gonna do? You kick him out of the family,
Right. No loyalty.
and he got like he got like a lot of the public on his side because ain't nobody really believing in all that royal matriarchy, patriarchy shit. Ain't nobody really believing that. And it's like people already started passing like, oh, you got him up out of here because he got a black wife and everything else. So for the most part, the public is kind of like on his side. So
yeah,
they're gonna get him out of here.
He's gonna do whatever he's gonna do, regardless.
What you think? This worth it? Nah, skip it.
No.
So 6-year-old in Virginia, I think it was in Newport News, I want to say, shot his teacher with his mom's gun.
Did the teacher die?
Got rushed out. I do not believe that the teacher
she
died.
was hurt, but they never said dead. So I'm assuming that she was just hurt badly, obviously. But
yeah. So what's crazy about it, right? So to kind of like, I don't know, it's a lot to read for this article. So
it said at the end of the day, right? So there was a tip already at the beginning of the day that this child had a weapon. I don't know. It said his bag was searched. How?
Yeah, his bag was searched, but it's kind of like,
and because the shooting happened what time? 2:00.
2:00. But the crazy thing about it is, it's like, I don't know how. I guess it's some like when I first heard it, I just heard that the bags were searched. So I was wondering, like, was y'all just search? Because I think they said it was Newport News or something. Yeah, it's Newport News. So I'm like, was y'all searching these kids' bag when they come in? And realistically, you searching fucking first grade, like a six-year-old. So he probably what, first grade? They said whatever. So it's like a 6-year-old. It's like, how hard is you really searching their bag? This ain't like high school kids and shit like that. Oh, even middle school. It's like,
I don't know. Some of these kids be very crafty. So he probably knew what was going down and put it in somebody else's bag next to him.
He might have got it. So they went through his bag, or he might have
sneaky.
he might have sat it outside, went back out and got it, or some shit like that. And I really don't know. But they said he checked the bag, and everybody flaming whoever checked the bag or whatever, and talking about, oh yeah, we need the metal detectors and we need everything else. But one of the things that they was rebuttaling back was like, we got a teacher shortage, we got a bus driver shortage. Just like, who the fuck you think gonna man the metal detector?
Where the funding is gonna come from? And the school police officers, like it only can be so many.
Only can be so much.
1 or 2 to a school, and it's usually 1, unless it's a bigger school. Then you might have 2.
Yeah,
but that's not gonna happen. I don't think that metal detector is gonna be the answer. I do, like, especially for elementary
school. I think that's definitely a symptoms thing.
I think walking, like, the teachers greet their students when they come into class. They hold the door for them. I think they can check their bags or have them have the clear bags going in.
Well, I mean, the clear bags don't really mean that, because like, what are you allowed to put in the clear bag? Like, so I went to an alternative school. I got kicked out of my high school freshman year, and I had to go to alternative school. So we couldn't even have book bags. Nah, they just said, fuck that. You can't have book bags, and you walk through a metal detector. Ain't no book bags. Fuck you need book bags for? We ain't teaching you shit here. We just babysit. That's pretty much what they might as well have said. I went to West Kenny Alternative School. So anybody from my city know, like, West Kenny Alternative School, that was like the only people that was there was like second chance kids. They call it like the SOS program. Ooh. They had the parents who.
That's interesting.
The parents who got pregnant, like the mothers who had babies and shit like that in school.
Yeah.
They had like, dudes who was like, failed out of school, but like now they're like 19 or something, and they're trying to get their shit together and like get their actual diploma instead of get a GED. And then like, just this motherfucker, this is the only place we can send them. Like, so obviously I was a good kid, so I was an SOS kid. Like I just had a
SOS.
That was like the SOS program. It was like for the kids that like
Save Ourselves program.
I don't know, fucking. No, I don't know.
Stupid on stupid program.
Stupid. But stuck on stupid program. I don't know. But like that was the program basically where it's like you there on like, hey, go over there, serve your time, come back to your school or something like that,
and do good.
Yeah. Like if you come back and you don't get, we couldn't go outside.
Do for like 1 semester and then.
Nah, I was there for most of my freshman year.
Okay.
But the crazy thing about it is they like we couldn't go outside for lunch or nothing. We couldn't go outside for lunch. You couldn't bring book bags. Amazingly, we all like a lot of people. We were definitely gonna smoke drugs in and smoke in the bathroom, but like it wasn't no outside for lunch. It wasn't none of that. It ain't no gym class. Figure it out. Don't be fat and bad. You're gonna stay fat.
Oh my god.
Like ain't no exercise. But when you think about these schools, it's like, how hard are you really checking a 6-year-old bag? Like, I mean, like, let's say, for instance, we weren't responsible gun owners and we didn't lock our shit up, put it away, and check to make sure our shit was there. We don't really look at Seth's bag.
No, well, I look at his bag.
Well, I mean,
because I do his homework with him.
Yeah, you look at the bag, but it's like if he take off in the morning, well, you don't look at his bag in the morning.
No, I don't look at his bag.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's so crazy you say that because that's always on my mind.
Yeah,
it's so weird. Like, I'm like, I have no reason to believe that he would have anything like that or he have access to that, but it's always on my mind. Like, even today, I was thinking about it. I'm like, feel bad, feel a little heavy today. So
got an extra mag in here, little fella.
Right. So you just never know. But the
thing I don't want to get into with this that a lot of people get into is like the gun rights issue. Cause that's always a hard pressed one for me, because when you sitting there talking about gun rights, it's like this shit on the mother. Like, if you charge your mother with something, I don't really got much to say. Because at the end of the day, it's like, we have the right to bear arms, not a fucking privilege, not a nice thing to have. We have the right to bear arms, but all, like we talked about on like a podcast 60 something, on season 2, it's with rights come responsibility.
Right.
So you can't just sit there and go with the rights and be like, well, I got the right to have a gun, but that don't mean you got the right to be negligent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we sitting there in the safe, and it's only two keys to that safe. You know what I'm saying? I got a key, you got a key. So it ain't no like, oh, well, keys just sitting out, this, that, and the third, a whole bunch of guns loaded, ready to go. Like, no, it ain't that. So most of that, and then everything else is like, we the only ones with access to it. And realistically, if I asked you to go get the shit, unless it was something that was in the quick safe, if it's in the deep safe, well, by the time you find the key, get it, we'll already be overrun by zombies. You in there?
In the safe, I got you.
Oh, you in there? Fox killing shit. Shake a foxtail.
I can just sit there and let you.
Yeah, so I don't really like when people go on today and they talking about how do we fix this with gun laws. I don't think this is a gun law issue. Like, unless you're talking about the only thing that I think is reasonable for gun owners is like holding parents accountable when their kids do some shit with the firearm.
That's the only thing you can do, really. Like, what else?
Yeah, like I feel like, you know what I mean, if people knew that they was dealing with that type of threat, like, hey, yeah, you got the right to own the gun and this and that, but when, like, if somebody steal your gun, you don't report it stolen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have a gun, get that shit stolen on Monday, and then 3 weeks later, somebody shoot somebody and be like, oh, well, I just looked and my gun was stolen. Nah, fuck that. Now, you got to be more responsible with stuff like that. Just like anything else you take inventory of.
So with parents, and who's to say that these parents or parent isn't the one who's registered firearms, right?
That's what they said. It's the mother's registered firearm.
Right. Registered firearm, concealed carry person, if that's applicable in her state.
Virginia, yeah. I had one.
Who knows? The child watch her where she puts everything. Maybe she had one on top of the cabinet or something. He climbed up, got it. That's her fault, though. That's her fault. But I understand the need to want to have one wherever it's accessible for you.
But what I'm just saying is, like, it's very few people, like, if we're just being honest about it, it's very few people who, like, a lot of people will say, like, oh, why'd you, like, you ask them why you want a gun. I want a gun to protect my life. And this is the thing that always blow my mind, even as a firearms instructor. People are like, oh, I want a gun so I can protect my life. Okay, cool. How much you want to spend? $100. You spend more on shoes.
Yeah.
You spend more on shoes. I don't have a gun that isn't a 22 that costs less than $500-$600.
You know what's crazy to me? I understand the need to have everything locked up, but I'm just thinking, like, it's not efficient. Because if you have something going on, somebody busts in right away, I gotta go find the damn key, gotta go to the goddamn safe,
well, that's when you use the big safe.
And then you got your drilling going, you probably just shaking a little bit. Goddamn, what key?
No,
which key?
But that's plenty.
Too much.
There's plenty of keys. Like you think about it, right? And just bear with me. Mm-hmm. So we got a safe where we keep majority of our guns, and then we have safes in the bedroom which are quick access. We just punch in our little 4-digit code, pop the gun out or whatever. You know what I mean? And then we pick it's probably about time to change that 4-digit code. And we bounce between a couple or something like that. And realistically, it ain't that much. You're talking about like a $50 safe or something, 4-digit code. Okay, boom, 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 get in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying get crazy and everybody got to get.
That's my thing. The time.
Somebody busting your shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Blam. Like, the gun already loaded in there. One in the chamber. Like, what is you really doing over there? Like, oh, let me grab my bonnet. Grab your gun. Like, fuck the bonnet. Grab the gun.
Where my purse at?
Where my purse at? Where my shoes at? Hold on. I got to pee.
Hey, no. Google.
Hey, Google, where are you? Like, no. Hey, Siri, where's my gun?
And I guess that would be the need for like practice drills and things
But
like that.
that's what comes with responsibility, right? Because that's like saying, like, when people think about, like, you think about a privilege. A privilege, driving is a privilege. It's not a right. It's a privilege. So you think about it, a privilege like driving. Wow.
Oh, because what did you say?
I said, hey, I didn't even know I had Siri set up, boy. Nosy
You
bitch.
said, "Hey, SIRI."
Yeah,
Okay.
nosy bitch. Having on I'm talking about Siri. Oh,
You gonna say her name? She gonna pop back up again.
I didn't say nothing. But she about to snitch on me. She like, going back to your search history.
Yeah, she
like,
did.
no.
See her search history. Let me see.
No. Going back to your search history in private browser. Delete in podcast, in broadcast, delete. Knock all this shit over.
Pornhub.
I'm not a peasant.
For peasants.
I'm not a peasant. You upgraded me. Nah, I've been staying off of that. But anyway. But anyway, yeah. So I think yeah, it's like with driving, right? Mm-hmm. Your excuse can't be that you're a rookie driver. Like the reason why you poorly negotiated a turn with oncoming traffic, you can't say like, well, I don't really drive that often or something like that. It's not a reason, right? So it's like the same thing with gun ownership. It's like, we have time to do it. People have time to do the shit, right? Like, and I think even I would say that I fall privy to it, and we have like a false sense of security because I don't deploy anymore and I come home every night. We got this false sense of security. Like, well, I ain't gonna say we got a false sense because you're on edge when I'm not home.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not home, you on like fucking a dog breathe too hard. You
even when you upstairs, like
yeah,
like, I'm downstairs. I gotta be ready.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to go or something like that. You know what I mean?
Doors open. I'm listening to everything.
But it's like you already know. It's like if we in there, even like usually I get up. There's a good chance I'm gonna get up if I hear something. But if you hear something and I hear something, the first thing you do, bang, fucking elbows, knees.
And I sleep like drop a
if somebody drop a pen or something like that, sheet of paper. Like, Bae, you heard that? No, I didn't hear that. Bae, go check it out. Okay, I'm going. Now I'm out here clearing the house with a flashlight and a shotgun, like getting busy. But I think and I think we have the luxury of falling on the fact that like I have that type of training, I got that type of experience, so it's kind of like it's like if I'm home, you got to figure it out. But it's like my husband home most of the time. My husband come home damn near and I ain't standing too many duty days. I ain't deploying no more. You know what I mean? So chances are, worst case scenario, I'm just out at poker night or something and I'm coming in a little late, but I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying? So we lean on that. But I think people just got to know their weak points and know like, hey, maybe you need that training. You need to do that stuff. Like that's part of the responsibility of having that right of being a gun owner, right?
All right. So if you do need that training, you can hit us up.
Come holler at him. Come holler. I you know what? I don't even want to do no more classes. I don't even want to do no more class. I'm doing one-on-one lessons. One-on-one lessons. I'm tired of y'all non-shooting ass. Go somewhere else and waste your time. Waste your time out there. Get your concealed weapon permit with somebody else, and don't ever get your permit. For 13 years later, you over here. Can I get another permit printed out? Can I get another permit printed out? I still ain't get my gun permit. You done bought 13 guns. Done went to the range twice in 13 years.
That's my
Come learn how to shoot.
One-on-one lessons. Yeah. If you're really serious about it, yeah.
Come learn how to shoot. Jen Shah, no clue who that is.
Don't even got to deal with it. Was
sentenced to 6.5 years in prison after pleading guilty to a telemarketing scam. I wonder where the Nigerian prince is.
6.5.
What'd I say?
Years.
I thought it said 6.5, and you said 6.5. Like I said something. 6.5 years for a telemarketing scam. I want y'all to go. I want to know what scam it is, and I want to know how many of these up. I want to know how many motherfuckers I could get in there with you that be calling my damn phone with these telemarketers.
No, yeah.
I want to send their ass with you.
Oh my God. The ones that kill me is that you don't speak any English, barely.
And then you want to tell me you from the FBI.
No, they name.
Oh, my name's Mark.
Your name ain't Dave, bruh.
Your name is not Dave.
Dave, stop.
Bruh.
Just stop. We both know.
We both know you're not
it. It's not Dave.
Yeah, we know you're not it.
John. Okay.
John? Okay. What's your name? Demetrius. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Gangsta Boo.
I know, Gangsta Boo.
Died at 43. Yeah. That's young. I don't know. What did you
drugs. Listen to It was drugs.
Did they say it was drugs?
Yep. It was drugs.
That face right there kind of looked like it's little drugs going on. Hold on. Let me see. Ain't no track marks on it.
Yep.
Not much on that. Tristan Thompson, his mom died on January 6th of unexpected heart attack. That's great. This motherfucker got like 8 baby mamas or some shit. He was the one fucking with one of the Kardashians and all that other shit. Because the Kardashians done took down every basketball player after basketball player.
and
Oh
them
yeah,
munchies.
they got him out of here. Author Susan Meechan, who was previously believed to have died by suicide in September 2020, revealed that she's been alive the whole time and did it to boost book sales. Dead rappers get better promotion. Like
That's right. She capitalized on that.
I wonder.
Yes.
I wonder how she faked her death, because faking your death is a crime.
Yes, it's a crime. Yep.
But I wonder if it's a crime because of like the insurance fraud.
Is it? Yes, the insurance fraud.
What I'm saying is like, but if you don't do the insurance fraud, like if I just fake my death and leave, like you know what I mean, is that the crime?
Either way,
I'm not sure. I'm not saying I think it is,
and maybe too. It depends on what kind of assets you have. Did you have bills to pay? You evaded taxes? You would like what? What's up? What? You know, so many different things.
Faking your
and so is it still that? Is it a 7 or 10 year rule or something like that? You can't come this back to surface.
I don't know. Pac ain't coming back. Fox, let that shit go.
Machiavelli.
Fake death. That's do we want to trust Wikipedia or get legal? Get legal. Sound like they might have did some research. Falsifying your demise can make you wish you were dead. Ever thought that you could just start all over again? Blah blah blah. It's illegal to fake your own death. It may surprise you, but there are no state or federal laws that specially make it a crime to fabricate your own demise. So it is the extra shit that go with it. So that's probably why she good. Like just came back and could say something about it because she probably didn't claim insurance or anything like that, or got out of like
got out of taxes and said, "Oh, we come back, it's just a crime."
Yeah, that's the shit that probably gets you.
Okay.
Because
I'm smart though. I ain't gonna lie.
But even with all that faking, let me tell you, everything I know, everything that I've ever heard, all the hearsay about faking your death, all that, everything that I know about that shit, besides what we just looked up, that's probably factual, is behind Pac.
Oh, too bad.
Because people was like, oh well, you know, Pac gonna after Machiavelli can't. They're like, Pac gonna come back in 7 years because that's how long it take to fake your death. You know, that's before we really had Google.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We talking about Ask Jeeves and shit like that. And they had Lycos and the rest of them or something like that.
God. Yep, Lycos. Yep.
But it's we lived in that time where it's like if somebody knew some shit.
Again.
What?
Kids won't even know what that is. You know?
They know they're gonna fucking Ask Jeeves is?
I remember they don't know what Ask Jeeves is. They're like, who is that? Like, come on. All they know is Siri and Google and Cortana.
And guess what? And they still can't do fucking multiplication.
They can't write in cursive either.
Yeah, they can't write in cursive. They don't know what a sine, cosine, or tangent is.
No.
So it's like, fuck out of here. But yeah, all of it's crazy. We was talking about this shit when we was going underway. What's crazy about like we used to like going underway, or going on a deployment, right? Whether you're going, I was
gonna say some people don't know what going underway.
Yeah, well, like if you go under, like in the Navy, like if you go out on a ship, it's underway. If you go on a deployments are pretty much the same across the board, right? Like you're going somewhere, probably the sandbox, the lower the census, right? But
throw that in there.
Yeah, the thing that's crazy about it is you would go out there and it's just like and it takes you back to before Google. Like even going out now, it would take you back to before Google. Because you know, before Google, like if we argued about some shit, it's really about who's loud and who sounds more trustworthy, like who bringing up more shit. Like you could lie your way into everybody believing you.
Oh yeah.
Because you couldn't just be like, hold on, let me look it up right now. You bullshitting.
You do it all the time on interviews.
Yeah. You know what I mean? People do that shit all the time. You know what I mean? And they just couldn't do that. And that's what like being on deployment. Like you just imagine sitting in the middle of a fucking mountain range in Afghanistan and somebody be like, yo, you know who got the most rings or who got the most this, that, and third? This player. And you'd be like, no, that player. And I'm like, no, this player, because they wanted a 79, 82, 83, 84, and 87.
Sound like you know what he's talking about.
Sound like you know what he's saying. Then we get back, and if somebody ever looked that shit back up,
played like, Larry Bird with 2 socks. They only had two stripes on it.
You know what I'm saying? This and that. That's when Larry Bird had hurt his back when he was working with the track there in French Lick, Indiana. And you're like, that shit sound legit. Yeah. He know what he's talking about. Now that becomes the gospel.
But to be honest, people do that now on different things that they're getting like quotes for and stuff like that. Or don't do this, go here because this is. How do I know? You know
what you mean?
They do it now. They believe whatever's being told to them. Whoever sounds better, sounds more educated, sounds like they know exactly.
Yeah, but before I think that the cost of verification was way higher when you had to go use the fucking Dewey Decimal System. And go find the book and the reference, and you couldn't control F the shit on the computer, and you had to like know a book would be well read. You had to actually know shit before. And now,
do they still teach the Dewey Decimal System at school?
I genuinely don't know.
I'm gonna ask the kids tomorrow if I remember.
Write it in cursive and ask them.
No, they're not.
Motherfuckers will never know. But
what is that?
But what I'm saying is like I think we've gotten smarter from a standpoint, and even with society, like we done got smarter from a standpoint of like knowing what people like want, and excuse me, and having access to knowledge, but we don't have the prerequisite knowledge. Like even now, it's like people have got so smart in specialized fields. But before, people knew like a whole lot. Like even men, right? Like just men, for example, men knew like this dude knew how to weld. He knew how to lay bricks. This and that. He ain't had no way to go on Google and figure it out. These are the things he know. He didn't know nothing about fashion. He ain't know nothing about all this other shit. Like, I know how to lay bricks. I know how to break a horse. I know how to do this. The end. And that's all he really got, right? That was all he had going for him. So I don't know. It's just crazy now how like kids have so much access to knowledge, and just the crazy shit. Even with our kids, when they'll come up and ask us stuff like, "Hey, what's this and that?" Da, 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 you can look that shit up. You have you're actually asking me a question while you have a computer in your hand that you use to figure out everything else you want to do. You know what I'm saying? All the half-ass effort you want to do, you'll watch a YouTube video, you'll do this and that, but instead you rather ask me because you're that damn lazy. And then I felt like they're just so used to information coming immediately. And then you know what I thought about? Our patience is growing thinner than it used to be before, because like before we was okay with being bored. Not to say we was okay with it, we was used to it. Like when you went on a road trip when you was a kid. You had to like socialize with your siblings and shit like that. Like it wasn't.
When they sleep, it was the music. Listen to my mom and dad play all
whatever, and you listen to their music. You wasn't about to hear the shit that you want to hear that's on the radio.
It was there. That's why I know so many music.
Yeah, that's why that's the real reason why you think about it. Like we know so many old songs. Our kids don't know none of the old songs. Because they don't have to. They can separate and listen to what they want to. It's like we could be on a road trip and they can put their headphones in while we sit here banging out to the 90s or something. Like
but when the Walkmans came out though, okay.
Yeah, but Walkmans came out. What, we was like in high school?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we were in middle school. We were in middle school when Walkman.
Because I remember I still had a Walkman and just bought a CD player my first deployment.
Yeah.
Like I had a Walkman. Just because my CD player only had like 5-second anti-skip.
Well, it's a CD Walkman.
No. The ones I had was from Sony, and they had the strap on them so you could run with them.
Oh, no,
so you hold them in your palm of your hand so you can run with them. Yeah, that's a fancy.
I had a regular headphones.
Yeah, mine had the headphones too, but you held it in your hand. Like, what did you hold the Walkman and CD player at?
Nothing. I put it in my pocket or.
Who the fuck is going running with a big ass Walkman and CD player in their pocket?
I didn't say I ran. We had to run. It was like to get hype before games or relax afterwards or something like that.
All right.
Pass it around. Those who didn't have the CD player Walkman on the school bus, either pass it around so everybody could listen to it.
What you think? Worth it or nah?
Nah, we good.
We done. Fuck all that shit. Let's get into the gunny head. Yeah, I ain't really been asking us nothing.
Let
so
me see which ones.
Bam. What you think about over there? You don't even remember the button. I ain't helping you. Fox gonna press random ass buttons. I ain't helping you.
Hey. Gun to your head. Okay.
Gun to your head time.
Gun to your head. You have touch superpowers. Okay. Would you rather have a touch to read? When you touch a book, you read all the information instantly.
Okay.
Touch a human person to make them like you forever. Or touch a human person and they die.
So immediately the last one out. It's like touching a human person. I can just shoot you. Like, what the fuck? I'm already efficient at getting people to fuck off the senses. So since that one out, it's either I touch a book and I learn and I know everything in the book, like some Meteor Man type shit.
Yeah.
Like Meteor Man.
Yeah, Meteor Man.
Yeah, you remember Meteor Man?
Golden Lord.
Baby
Lord.
Get it.
Yes, I remember.
When old boy came out
Robert
breaking
Townsend.
his hand and shit like that.
Oh, Robert Townsend did a great movie that we saw. Well, I saw. You was like halfway watching. He was doing Rise of Kingdom.
Don't put my business out on the streets.
And it was dope. I'm like, wow, he produced this. That's dope.
Oh, I think I seen that he wasn't in it. He produced it.
Directed or something. I was like, yo, that's dope.
All right, so my options are touch a book and I read it and I know it. I know this back of my hand. Well, I don't know why people say that shit back of your hand. Because to be honest, I see a new scar on the back of I don't know what the fuck the back of my hand looks like.
No.
I have no fucking clue. If you put another, like I would recognize my hand, but If you made an artificial hand that looked like mine and put it up, I'm running with it. But so I either touch a book, I know everything, or I touch a human and make them like me.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I think I'm going with touch a book and automatic love. That might the only thing that sucks about that is like I actually enjoy reading, so I would like kind of like I kind of like the idea
Going
of
through the process of it.
yeah, like reading the shit and like the because it's something about like when you're sitting there reading, right? And for people who love reading, it's like you're reading and then you're just it's like when you're watching a series, a TV show, the same thing where you're like, oh, what's next? What's next? That like you're looking forward to something, right? Just give like when you watch a TV show, you don't look forward to the next episode.
Well, that yeah, but not.
Well, that's the same thing that I get with books when I read.
Good. Audiobooks is my thing.
No, I can't do audiobooks. I absolutely fucking hate audiobooks. I don't think.
But it's crazy because you listen to audio podcasts,
No,
podcasts,
because and I'm gonna tell you, no, audio theaters are a huge fucking difference. There's a difference between an audio book and an audio theater. Audio book says, and Fox walked through the dark tunnel, splashing through the water. This and that. That's corny to me. Because if I read it, then it's like I'm narrated it in my head. When you read it, it's like, fuck is you talking about? I don't want that story read to me. Ain't nobody read me stories when I was a kid. Well, fuck, I read all my own stories. Like when I can read, I start reading, right? And ain't nobody read me shit. But in the audio theater, they'll say, instead, it'll be like, we know Fox's voice because you're a character that's already been introduced. So it's like, you'll come in and be like, damn, this water deep as hell. And it'd be the sound of you splashing through the water and be like, I can't see shit. And it's like, oh, she's somewhere dark. I hear the splashing. So now your imagination, and it's like you see it way better as the equivalent of if you read it. Because you're going through the whole thing. So it's like the bridge between reading and watching a movie. That's what an audio theater is. But an audio book, fuck that. Don't read no goddamn book.
Read me stories.
We know. What you going with?
Stories. I am going with, let me see, touch people and make them like me, or knowledge. And I really don't care if people like me or not. So I'm gonna go with I'm touching the books because you know how I feel about reading.
See,
and immediately I know all the information contained.
To me, that question really comes down to like what matters most to you, and that's what it really comes down to. Is like what matters most to you, and it's not even about a people liking you thing. It's more of like, do I want to risk so much? People might not like me, and it's not, but I can obtain all of this knowledge and learn all of these things. And get out of it. It's like, yeah, it's safer to make people like me because, you know, like if you was to arrest me, you automatically like me now. And you want to let me go and you want to do this and that. And I can manipulate people and do this and that. You can get the control and the riches and everything else you want to do. And you can do all of that. But it's like you still don't have no knowledge with it. So it's like, what is it in the world to gain all of this stuff and not be knowledgeable? But like, I just feel like knowledge is like, wow, to be able, I could just walk through a library. I could just stop at a library and touch every fucking book and just know. Touch every book and know. I could go to religious temples. I can go to Bible science studies. I can go to Islamic study centers. I can go to Jewish studies. I can go in there and touch every book. It don't matter if it's in Sanskrit. It don't matter what language it's in. This and that. Yeah, I could just touch every possible book that they got, the apocryphs and everything else like that. And then it's like, boom, I just know this stuff. Like to me, it's just like the latter would be the shortcut. Everybody like me, so I don't got to worry about none of this stuff. So I could just be stupid and everybody like me. And yeah, you like me, right? You like me? You like me? You like me? But it's like, I don't give a fuck if you like me.
$1 million like me.
Like me, yeah. Like me enough to give me money. Like me enough to have me this and that. But that's short term. But to be able to gain all that knowledge in the world and then to actually have a chance to do what so many people do, spend all their life obtaining knowledge to come to some type of conclusion, some type of thought process, some type of something. And to actually be able to do that and be like, holy shit, I can do that. And I can do it quick. Boom, 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 boom.
One thing that I feel that's kind of unfair about life is that we spend so much of our youth trying to figure it out to the point where we get in our 40s, 45, 50s, maybe. And now we live in the life that we wanted. Like, I'm going to be upset because... because like all this time I could have had all the things that I wanted throughout all these years. And now I'm getting older and now I'm not going to enjoy it as much. I got to deal with this. Yes, I got all this, but then, okay, maybe there's some health issues. And
now I'm 60 and I'm worried about this. Then that's why, and that's why like a firm believer, it's like, I truly believe in like, regardless of how you do it, and regardless if we did it right, I feel like the perfect way to do it is like, if I got $100, I'm gonna spend some today, save some for tomorrow, plan on making some more tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you don't know how long life is. You can't take that shit with you. And people say that all the time. But that's also why we talk about it where we're talking about like moving to Panama, going to another country. We're talking about doing that in our 40s.
Yeah.
Like in our 40s, when we still like getting around. Sure, we're not 30s, we're not 20s or shit like that, but we would have been ripping and running crazy.
Damn it, I wish I was.
But you know what I'm saying? But we still gonna be doing great things. You know what I'm saying? It's not like going there when you're 70, when people are like, well, got it all figured out, all the kids out the house, all the grandkids gone, all my debts paid, I got all this money, my 401ks cashed out, this and that. I'm gonna go to hell. That's what the fuck you gonna go. You're gonna go to hell, you're dead. You know what I mean? You're 83 years old, you're done, my guy.
Enjoy. Like I don't like
yeah, that's
that
why it's like that
about
thing
life.
about
Like,
smelling your rose, getting your roses, give my roses so I can smell them. So that's why it's like I would rather us be able to take trips and do whatever we want in our 40s instead of like take trips and do whatever we can in our 40s. No, that was just you.
Oh,
that was just you. You can take, but I'd rather take trips and be able to do whatever we want to do in our 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Than to be able, and not be perfect trip, but we just have the experience, right? Like if we going out there and you know what I'm saying, we got to be like, hey, we can't do this tonight because we got that tomorrow. We only got a couple grand left. You know what I mean? I'd rather be able to do that and have the experience in our 30s and 40s than to just be like, well, we held off and didn't do shit. Now we in our 70s. We ain't gonna want to do that shit. No. We so now we done acclimated ourselves to not doing nothing. Yep. You know what I mean? So we just like living with it and dealing with it, and it is what it is. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like giving the roses while you can smell them.
I'll let you take us out tonight. Do it the Fox way. What your sexy boy say?
What should we say?
I appreciate you guys for sitting with
us.
Got it.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for sitting in and listening to Uncle Legend's Corner. Me and Fox really thank you very much. We appreciate your patronage and thank you so much for your participation, your support, your ideas, your views, your disagreements, your agreements, and everything else that you bring to the table, because we are nothing without you with our show, because we depend on you and we love you very much. Aww. We out. Peace.
Good. Peace, guys. Peace. Did a good job. Look, y'all coming in. The show ended now, so
I hate y'all.
I don't want to hear.
Yo, people trying to flood into the chat. It's like, oh, it's almost over.
Listen, we're done. Okay,
beat it.
You gotta catch this on recording.
Beat it.
But if y'all got something
as soon
to say,
as this is over, throw it up. You got something to say? You want to throw something up there? 5 minutes. You want something here? You got some 5? We ready for
maybe
it.
2. What's up?
Yo, me and Buns was listening to that going back to Juvenile High. That's a wild song.
Which one?
Juvenile High. Come on, man. Juvenile was crazy.
Juvenile is the
shiznit.
He is the
Who, like, besides the standard, I don't know. I guess we can save that for another podcast to get in that. Yeah. Because getting the music and stuff like that. We talk about music because we love music so much.
So much. I love music.
So, well, that's a good one to get Buns in on.
Yeah, if she will come.
Buns bum ass. You guys still get talking to
Buns,
the mic.
Bunny, if you will come. We
Bunny,
have you on the music.
Yeah, my best friend ain't shit
on the music podcast.
Actually, my best friend fucking wild dope. She's solid, but I can't get on this fucking podcast. Cannot get on this podcast because my goddaughter be weighing her ass out.
Trixie.
Yeah, you could tell it's been nothing but sneak disses in the chat today. There's a whole lot of.
You gonna we stop the recording? You gonna stop the recording?
No. I just took my headphones off to be with you. We done?
Yeah, we done.
We out here? All right. Well, y'all want to say no. This ain't us either. Oh, that's what.
That's
yep. Me. No. Look what platform. Nope.
What is it?
And